Welcome to the Ultimate Vehicle Showdown in Astroneer. Today I'm putting each of these 6 vehicles through 5 different tests: speed, maneuverability, hauling capacity and 2 special obstacle courses. But first, let's see which one's fastest. So we've got the tractor, the buggy, the medium rover, the large rover, the VTOL and the hoverboard. And this is our speed test course. It has a finish line eventually over there. And don't mind these other items, these are gonna be for the second test that we are doing. But right now let's get started on the speed test. And the tractor will be the first one, so I'll just set it up right here at the start line. Alright, I'm just gonna go in a straight line as much as I can. This is perfectly flat ground. By the way, we are on the Super Sphere preset on Vesania. And the finish line is coming up. There we go, 13 seconds and 40. So the next one will be the buggy. It's got 13.4 to beat. I personally think the buggy will be much faster. Alright, already picking up a little bit more speed. We're getting there. And crossed 9.16. So that was much better than the tractor. And also please don't mind that on the right there's just another course that we are gonna get to. There should be one the other way as well. Yeah, right there in the distance. But we'll get to all of those at the right time. Now let's test the medium rover. And there we go. Oh, this doesn't seem as fast as the buggy. It seems a little bit slower, but let's see what it can do. And there we go, 10.56, a little bit better than the tractor. Now it's time for the large rover, so here we go. I don't expect this to do too well because it's the biggest vehicle in Astroneer, so I don't think it has speed on its side, but let's see, maybe it surprises us. And there it is, 10.91, so just a little bit slower than the medium rover. But now let's try the VTOL. Whoa, I thought this was gonna be a little bit faster. I know it has a mode where it's going a little bit faster, but I don't know if I can get that straight off the line. So we've got 13.4, that's not good. Yeah, after a while it starts picking speed. You can see those turning to the front, but we can't get that on this short of a runway. So the hoverboard should be one of the fastest vehicles. Let's see if it does that. It's definitely got the speed, and we are getting there. Come on. 8 seconds, 0.69. That's faster than the buggy by more than half a second. So I guess our winner for the speed test is gonna be the hoverboard. The buggy comes in second place, and then third place it's gonna be the medium rover, even though the large rover had a pretty similar time, just coming in into fourth place. After that we've got the tractor and then the VTOL in the last 2 places. But let's get on to test number 2. This is the hauling test, and this should show a little bit more of what the vehicles are actually capable of. So we are still doing this on the speed test. Each vehicle has to bring a set of items from the start line all the way to the finish line and place it in the gray area over there. Now that I think of it, I shouldn't have filled my backpack with QTRTGs because each vehicle will have to bring 8 QTRTGs and 1 large printer. These are the mandatory items, that's how you get your time. Now we also have some bonus items right here. If a vehicle brings a shelter, that's gonna be minus 10 seconds on their time. And if a vehicle brings a large solar panel, that's gonna be minus 3 seconds. That way we can also value the vehicles that have more storage space. So the timer starts right now. Let's go ahead and grab this right here. I'll just put it near so I can easily grab it. So we've got 2 on there, now let's go. I'll bring these 2 and then I'll come back 3 more times for all of those. And then I have to also bring the large printer, so this might actually take a while. Okay, so I finally got all of the QTRTGs here. This took more than 2 minutes already. And there we go, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. That has to be one of the worst times for any challenge. But let's note this down in here. I think that went pretty awful. Now let's hope the buggy does a little bit better. And there we go. Let's get 2 of these on here. And let's run. This has to do a little bit better than the tractor. To be honest, I think the large rover would do the best because that's the largest one, so it might actually be able to do all of it in just one go. These 2 should be the last of the QTRTGs. We are already doing much better. It's under 2 minutes so far, but now I just have to run back for that large printer. And there it is, 2 minutes and 29 seconds. That's almost a full minute faster than the tractor, but these were the little vehicles. Now let's see what the medium rover can do. There we go. I just need one of these, put it in the back there. I can have this on there just like that, and then I can also get one of these extra, which will take 3 seconds off of my time. So there we go. Let's start this. Yeah, this is gonna be able to do it in one go, so the large rover will definitely have an easy time doing that. And here we go, 28 seconds. We got it in 28 seconds. That's amazing. That's 2 minutes better than the buggy. And actually it's 28 minus the 3 seconds because we also brought a large solar panel, so that's gonna be 25 seconds. That's pretty good. Now let's get the large rover into place here. I'm just gonna throw this on here. Then I'm gonna need one of these really quick. Come on, come on. I'm just hurrying up here because these little seconds might actually make the difference. And I think I can also bring 2 of these. Can I? I think I can fit them. One in the front and one in the back. So this just goes up there. One and then another one. Come on, come on, get in. Get in, where's the seat? Go, 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 go. And this is gonna remove 23 seconds from my time. Yeah, I have 23 seconds of extra time from bringing all of these. And as we cross the finish line, it's 39 seconds. So we made it in 39 seconds minus the 23 for all the bonus items that we brought. That should be 16 seconds. That's actually way better than even the medium rover. But now it's time for the VTOL, and I guess this will have to be parked before I leave this. We've got all the QTRTGs right here. And it can also take this on it straight away, so this will only be one way, but we can't bring any bonus items. So let's go ahead. Maybe if I go a little bit higher, that might help. But it just doesn't get up to speed that quick. So let's go through here. That's gonna be 22 seconds. So 22. I think that might actually be a little bit better than the medium rover. Now for the hoverboard, I'm gonna have to get one of these out of the backpack. And I'll have the hoverboard in there. And here we go. I'll take one QTRTG. I'll just bring it by hand. Whoa, I just realized I could have done this from the beginning. Okay, so we have to start again for the hoverboard. By the way, I just spent the last 2 minutes going back and forth with one QTRTG at a time, when I could have just taken the whole thing. Here we go, it started, let's get this. This is much easier. I somehow forgot I could just do this. So I just started bringing them one by one. But there we go, we've got that. And now we just need the large printer, and that's it. There we go, 33 seconds. So 33, that means it takes the 4th place for this challenge. I think it's time to go to test number 3, which is gonna be the road obstacle course. But before that, let's do a quick recap. So far, we've got the hoverboard and the large rover in 1st place. They are tied with 7 points. And then the medium rover comes 2nd with 6 points. The other ones are a little bit further behind, but let's see what they do in the road obstacle course. Here we have it. This is gonna be the road obstacle course. You're gonna see everything it has to offer. But let's just start from here. So we've got the tractor going first, and I just don't expect the tractor to win anything, to be honest, but let's see what it does. So the timer is started. Let's go ahead through these obstacles. The tractor is having a really good time through these because it's really small, but the large rover will definitely struggle with that. We're just going around this turn, and then we have a 90-degree turn. Again, these are going to be a little bit harder for the larger vehicles. This has it pretty easy, actually. And we are close to the finish line. This is just above a minute so far. And here it goes, 1 minute and 12 seconds. I think that did actually pretty good. The next vehicle is gonna be the buggy, and I suspect this is gonna do much better through here because it's much more maneuverable and it's a little bit faster than the tractor. The timer is on. Let's go through here. Come on, come on. You can already see this is much faster than the tractor, but I can't really go without turning too much. The tractor had an easier time going through there. Now we are at this point. I think this is called the pinball thing. Now this gets a little bit tighter through here, right here at the end. I also have to back up for some of them. I think that's gonna hurt my time. But we are under a minute so far, almost went off course there. So here we go, 58 seconds. That's pretty good. That's under 1 minute. Now let's see what the medium rover can do. It's already having a harder time through here, and it's also slower on the more open areas as well, so I don't have high hopes for this one. This is the final stretch. These are the hardest obstacles right here before the finish line, so let's see how it does through here. It still has to back up for some of them. So here we cross the finish line at 1 minute and 6 seconds. I think that's actually closer to the tractor than to the buggy. That's not great. You don't really want to be compared to the tractor in these challenges. But now let's see what the large rover can do. And this is gonna be probably the most interesting through here because it's the biggest. So here we go, let's start this. This is already having trouble with just the first obstacles, which are some of the easiest ones. So I think this will be really bad when we get to the last stretch. I just need to be a little bit wider on these turns here so that I can go in. There we go, almost got on top of that obstacle. But we are already more than halfway through the course and we didn't get stuck at all so far. So I think that's pretty good. But now is the time to see what it can actually do. I think it's gonna have trouble in here. Yeah, it's already having some trouble. But let's go, let's get through there. Nope. In this spot, every vehicle had to back up. There's no way you're getting through there. Well, maybe with the hoverboard. But there we go, we got past all of those. It just lost a couple seconds there, but it did pretty well, and we have it at 1 minute and 18 seconds. That's really slow. That's slower than the tractor. Again, I'm not hating on the tractor, I just don't like it. This is the VTOL. Let's see how it goes. We just need to go through all of these right here. Hopefully it picks up a little bit more speed as we go. Also, it's the only one that's not on the ground. Well, the hoverboard technically hovers, but that hovers like 1 centimeter off the ground, so I don't think that counts. But this is the only truly flying vehicle that we have in this video. We couldn't test shuttles, but it would be pretty interesting if we could. So we kinda got through those obstacles. Obviously I can't just go all the way up and go over all of these. I still have to go in between somehow, but I think this is doing pretty good. And now we are coming to the final stretch. Hopefully this won't have to back up through these tight spots, because this can also just strafe sideways like that. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. There we go. And now we're just going towards the finish line. The time is actually not looking great. Let's see what we've got here. 1 minute and 16 seconds. So that was almost as bad as the large rover, which also had to back up more than one time. So yeah, the VTOL is not having a great day today. So here's the hoverboard. I expect this to do the best, so let's see what it can actually do. It can go almost straight through here. This is also the fastest. Oh yeah, look at the speed it's catching through here. This is actually so good. I think the hoverboard is one of the best exploration vehicles if you just want to find out new things on the planet, because you can just go over anything and you can jump. That's gonna help us in the off-road challenge, and yes, that's coming next. But let's go through here. We almost jumped over that, and I can already see the finish line. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And 42 seconds. I think that's the best time so far. 42 seconds. Only the buggy came close with 58. So before we get to the off-road challenge, we first need to do the maneuverability test. And so far, here's how the points are looking. The hoverboard is still in first place with 12 points. And then in second place, we have the buggy and the medium rover with 9 points. The large rover is in third place with 7 points, and then it just goes down from there. So let's start the maneuverability test, and the tractor will be first as always. We just have to go in between all of these columns. These are like the things that you do on your driving test. I don't know what they're called right now. And this gets tighter and tighter as you go. Come on, you can do it, come on. I just couldn't go full throttle through there. Then we have to park in here. Go backwards, park in here. Oh, too much, went off course. Let's go in there, we parked, all right, and now we have to do it all over again, but through the other side. So let's get this, come on, this is really tight there at the end. We've got 52 seconds with the tractor, so I think that's actually pretty good. Next up, it's gonna be the buggy. This will pick up more speed, so I'll have to also use the brake when going through this, because I just can't do it at full speed. That's not a thing, especially in this section. I just have to do wider turns, go a little bit further this way. Come on, come on, come on. All right, kind of lost some time there, but we'll get more on the parking section. There we go. And now let's go through here again. Here it goes. Oh, that's bad. I need to go backwards a bit. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Come on. and 48 seconds. We are keeping it under 1 minute so far, so let's see if that trend continues with the medium rover. Here we go, this is the final stretch. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 54 seconds. Is that the worst time so far? I think it is. Now let's see how the large rover does it, but this is definitely not gonna go well. So the start shouldn't be too bad here. Oh, well, I take that back. It already messed it up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Through here. And I really need to take these a little bit wider, because otherwise I'll have no chance. Yeah, I still have to back up. There's no other way. It barely even fits through there. These are so tight. And to think at how well the tractor and the buggy did it, but we can make up some more time on these parking areas because there's plenty of space here. 1 minute and 8 seconds. That's pretty bad for the large rover. Next up is gonna be the VTOL, and the VTOL is the reason why I made this so high for this section. So speed is not on its side, but it can strafe from side to side, so I can just go to the left or to the right without having to turn. So I think that's really gonna help it, especially on this section right here, because I can just do that. So hopefully it gets some time back by doing that. This might be one of the better times. And 49 seconds. The buggy was 48 seconds, so that was pretty close. Now let's get the hoverboard in here, and this will probably just demolish all of them. It's already in first place, so let's see how it does right here. Oh, it's picking up a little bit too much speed. I need to be cautious with that, because it's not gonna be able to take these turns at full speed. There we go. Let's park this, but I don't think I can really go backwards with it. Yeah, so it just turns around. So whatever, I think that counts because it can't go backwards. And now we just need to go back through here, and we have it at 34 seconds. So I think that's actually pretty great. Alright, it's time for the final test, the off-road challenge, and this is really gonna test everything these vehicles have to offer. So far, here's what we have. The hoverboard is in first place with 17 points, the buggy is in second place with 13, and the medium rover is in third place with 10. I definitely didn't expect the large rover to do as bad as it's doing right now, but maybe it picks up a little bit more points in the off-road challenge. So here we have it. We're gonna start with the tractor, and let's see how this goes. This first part should be pretty easy, just testing the suspension a little bit. Now the bumps are getting a little bit higher. Oh, flipped, but we landed on our wheels, so that's great. Now let's see if it can go up this hill. Yes, it can, so there we go. Now we've got a nice turn through here. Still want to see that turning radius do its thing. And now we are descending through all of these. It's starting to get a little bit harder through here. But some other vehicles have way better suspension than this. So we'll see how those do. Now we're getting to the pothole section. And these are almost as big as the tractor itself. That's why it's having a little bit of trouble through there. We are still not out of the pothole section, which might be the hardest one of this spot. And there we go. Here's our finish line, and 1 minute and 1 second. I think that's pretty good out of the tractor. So now let's try it out with the buggy. I'm fully expecting this to do a little bit better. I just hope I don't flip it, because this has a tendency to just go on its back. This definitely has a little bit more speed. I'm just gonna keep it full throttle on the way down there as much as possible without flipping, obviously, because that's just gonna wreck our time. And now into the potholes. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. It's having trouble through here. To be honest, I think the VTOL is really cheating on this section, but we'll see how all of that goes. And we did it in 49 seconds. That's more than 10 seconds faster than the tractor. But now it's time for the medium rover, so let's see what this one can do. This should have pretty good suspension, probably not as good as the buggy. It's also not as fast, but it does have larger wheels, which should help it off-road. All the vehicles are just getting stuck in this exact same pothole. I might want to try to go into another one of them. Maybe one's a little bit better. Come on. And it's 58 seconds for the medium rover. I think that's better than the tractor, but not as good as the buggy. Now let's try it with the large rover. And this really has some catching up to do if it wants to be in the top 3. This has the biggest wheels out of all the vehicles, so it should have a pretty easy time through some of these. However, it might bottom out on some of the bigger obstacles. But I'm pretty confident it will just go through the potholes as well pretty easy. But it's having some trouble on the turning radius. I had to lift off the throttle through that section. Now just going down here. Going over these, there we go. I think we just got a lot of time back by going over all of these potholes. And through the finish line at 47 seconds. I don't know, is that the best time so far? 47? Let me check. Yeah, the buggy did 49 seconds. So we just got a little bit better than that. Now it's time for the VTOL. I will admit this is a little bit cheating through here, but we are testing how well they can actually behave out in the wild. So I think this is actually a pretty fair test. So here we go over the potholes and into the finish line at 39 seconds, and only now it's starting to catch up more speed. Do you see that? It just really has a lot of time before it gets up to speed. And so far the VTOL blew everything else out of the water. Let's see if the hoverboard can do better than that. So remember, so far the hoverboard is in first place, so it just needs to fight to keep that place. But you can see I can just jump over a lot of these obstacles, and that's just great. A little bit jumpy on this downward section, and now through the potholes. Let's just not get stuck in there. I'll just keep jumping over them, and through the finish line at 28 seconds. I think you can't do much better than that. So here's the outcome. The hoverboard is in the obvious first place. It got 22 points. The only thing that it's lacking is the storage space, but as you've seen in the hauling test, you can bring along a medium storage with you and it doesn't really slow you down. So I think that's pretty great. Then in second place we've got the buggy with 15 points, and the buggy also did pretty well in most challenges. It does catch a lot of speed and has pretty good maneuverability. In third place we've got the VTOL with 12 points. Obviously the VTOL got a lot of points for the off-road and the maneuverability challenges because obviously it flies, but that's the best thing about it, so we had to value that. In fourth place it's the medium rover with 11 points, and somehow this actually did better than the large rover, which is in fifth place with 10 points. And then the tractor is in the last place, clearly as I expected. It's got 5 points, but come on, the tractor did its best, okay? Don't judge it. I know I didn't include the gravity globe in this video, but that's because you can't really carry items with it, so we couldn't have done the hauling test. Apart from that, it would have most likely been even worse than the tractor, so that's why the gravity globe is just not in here. But all in all, the hoverboard is our winner for this video. Now make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. It helps me out a lot so I can keep putting out more of these videos. Thank you for doing that. Now you can go check out this video and I'll see you there. Cheers, Astroneers!